Hi, I'm Danny Ramos, and welcome back to this week's edition of Hispanic Speakout TV, brought to you on Bright House Cable for the past 14 years. Our show is about politics, and it's about community issues, things that affect the Hispanic community directly, and as a byproduct affect the community at large. Tonight we're going to be talking a little bit about Ramadan, and we have with us Hussein Jaffer, who is from the Muslim community here in Central Florida, and of course co-host Jose Miranda, who's co-host of Hispanic Speakout. Okay, tell us, make believe that we know nothing about Ramadan. It's a Muslim holiday, religious holiday.
Sure.
Tell us about it so that the audience, because most people really don't know. They're not educated in that particular area.
Sure. So Ramadan is a month. It's an entire month of fasting, which is celebratory for us. It is a celebratory month. It is a month in which we abstain from drinking, consuming water, food. We try and sleep more during the day, even relations with your spouse, from sunup to sundown. What this does it gives you a more of a spiritual connection with God. So the reason we do it is because it was revealed to us in the Quran. In chapter 2, verse 183, it says that we've prescribed for you a month of fasting as it was prescribed to tribes before you. So what Ramadan is in comparison to Lent or Yom Kippur, where you are going to abstain from something specifically.
So Ramadan only takes place during the day. It ends every day. You fast during the daytime hours, and then at night you can
consume. Yeah, sure. So
and are you limited to consume particular things in the evening?
No, absolutely not. Ramadan is a month itself, so the actual act of fasting is during the day. It's from sunup to sundown.
So you don't eat anything in the morning?
You try to wake up to eat something in the morning. So for me, I will wake up before the sun comes up. I'll try and eat something that will fuel me through the day. So some dates or some milk. You don't want to eat anything too heavy because that will actually ruin you through the day. Drink a lot of water before the fast actually commences. So you wake up before the sun goes up. Once the sun is up, you do your prayers, your morning prayers. And for those who are fortunate enough to sleep through the day, they sleep through the day, wake up a little bit later, and then they break their fast after sundown.
So you can still work, though. You go to work.
Oh yes, absolutely.
You go to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the whole Muslim nation of, almost 2 billion people go through this. Obviously, those who are able-bodied enough to do so. If you're elder, if you're younger, or you have a sickness, diabetes, you're not going to go through Ramadan. But in replacement for that, you're going to give more to charity. So that's what this month
What's
is about.
the definition of give more to charity?
Well, because Ramadan is such a strong, important month for us. One, because the Quran was revealed in this month. We try and give as much as we can to charity, more so in this month than any other religious month of our calendar, because it is saying that the gates of hell are closed for you in the month of Ramadan. Because when you abstain from drinking and eating, again, your physical being is not as strong, but your mental being has to be there, your spiritual being has to be there. So when you give more to charity, you're learning to experience what the people who can't eat on a regular basis outside of Ramadan are feeling. And your giving more is hopefully turning into better karma and good deeds.
Are you allowed to drink alcoholic beverages at any time under the
not
religion?
at all. No.
So no consumption of
alcohol.
any alcohol at all?
Right. So you're going to follow the same rules, right? You can't eat pork, you can't drink alcohol, but after it comes down to breaking your fast, then you can consume regularly.
So let me ask you, check real quickly. If you're a ruthless businessman already, and you go into Ramadan, you're gonna give somebody a break?
You would like to hope so.
Oh, you would like to? So that means no.
Yeah. I mean, the point of Ramadan is, again, spiritual, right? It's a spiritual journey. It's a spiritual awakening. This month is meant to keep you calm. Okay. Look, we all go through it. When you're hungry, right? There's a commercial called Hangry. You get angry sometimes. Some people get in a very bad mood. When I'm hungry and somebody picking at me, I get upset. It's just my habit, my nature.
Right.
But this month has to teach me to not get upset. So if you're a ruthless businessman and you're shrewd, hopefully this month comes by and you're not eating and you're saying to yourself, wow, I don't want to treat people like that because I'm not even getting to eat something. So.
Well, let me go one step.
Go
one step further. We have a lot of alleged Muslims that are at war with Americans.
Sure.
Or at war with the world per se. And I'm assuming they're going to have Ramadan themselves.
Yeah.
So does that mean we have a break from beheading that day, or we take a lull? Or what is it?
I doubt that would happen.
And then, okay, so...
I doubt that would happen. I've thought about this before.
So we don't respect the holiday, that's basically...
No, because those people aren't Muslim.
What are they?
Those people are people who claim to be Muslim, just like Timothy McVeigh was an Irish Catholic terrorist, or the KKK was a religious terrorist, but they're not Muslim. So they're not going to take a lull from beheading because they don't follow the rules. As we discussed beforehand, they don't abide by the actual rules that were given out in the Quran directly from God.
So you're saying there's only a small number of people who are non-religious, no matter what it is?
Yeah, I would say non-religious, the small number of people, remember 0.1% of Muslims, of the 2 billion, are those who are in that ISIS category, Al-Qaeda, Daesh, or Boko Haram in Nigeria. That's a very little minority, but it creates such an impact, right?
But to take your philosophy there, if this is 1% of a nation of 2 billion, let's say, okay, then how come the 2 billion are not speaking up against that 1% to make a change in the world? Because that's not their philosophy.
I, to be honest with you, wish, as I'd mentioned in my first time here, that we did take more of a stand. I'm very fortunate to be on this program, even though it's a regional program. I'm very fortunate to reach out to as many audiences we can reach out to and say, this is not us. Why don't we take a stand collectively? We need to. We have to. A lot of communities are saying we're taking more of an active stand, more of an active stand. Well, now the month of Ramadan is coming. This is the time to take a stand. Okay. This is the time to give out water in the days that you want water. You know, we started fasting last Thursday, so I'm thirsty, but I want to be able to go to somebody and say, here's a bottle of water for you, because I'm a Muslim.
Will you face these cameras and tell the people out there that are of your faith that now is the time to reach across?
Yeah, of course. Now is the time to reach across. And it was a time before, it is a time now, and it is a time in the future to continue to reach across to other fellow Muslims, be it American or from any other nation, to tell others that this is what Islam is about. Peace, to maintain your spirituality, fasting, and to give in charity, and to help one another. Not what you're seeing with the 0.1% who are tarnishing the voice and the true charm and beauty of our religion that is so in relation to Judaism and Christianity.
Do you think that people who are not speaking out because of fear, of retribution? Because they've said that here in the United States there is a large number of hidden operatives waiting to be activated.
Sure.
Do you think that these people are afraid to act, afraid to come out and say the things that you've just said because someone is going to go after them?
I think there's fear, and I think there's ignorance, and there's a lack of awareness of what's truly going on. In our community, we may feel we're exempt from having to say anything, but it's come to a point where the media on every single station, be it a liberal or conservative media station, is not attacking, but has to embody the religion of Islam as a negative religion, and you can't blame them. So why are they doing it? It's out of fear, but it's out of ignorance and out of lack of awareness. We have to stand up and speak more. You know, I may be putting myself at risk with the operatives who are in this country. I don't care, because it's important that I get up and say that Muslims are not these kind of people.
Jose?
Where do we go in the future with this? Because we know the religion is important. It's spiritual.
Sure.
How do we embrace? How do Americans help? How do we?
Outside people outside of Islam?
Yeah.
By asking questions. You know, some people find it so silly to ask questions during Ramadan. Are you hungry? Yeah, we're hungry. But ask us more. You know, find out. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. If we sit here and assume that we know about the religion of Islam, you won't get anywhere, right? It's like assuming about Judaism and why there's Hanukkah and why we light this many candles.
It's very, Muslims believe Jesus was a prophet.
Correct.
A lot of people don't know that.
Right. A lot of
they don't know that Jesus is in your religion.
In our religion,
part of your religion.
And he's also going to be our savior as well, as is in certain parts of Judaism and Christianity. But a lot of people are unaware of that because the question is not asked and the knowledge is not portrayed outside.
Can you get us? Is that in the Quran?
Yeah.
With Jesus?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, can you get that for me?
In fact, there is a whole chapter called Maryam, which is the mother of Jesus, the Virgin Mary. There's a whole chapter based around her, talking about her experience about the birth of Jesus and what she was supposed to do and fast from speaking and all that, and how she had fear of not having food, and God provided the dates to her by shaking the tree. There's a whole chapter talking about Maryam, the Virgin Mary, and her son Jesus, and so it is in the Quran.
Okay, we're going to break now. This is Hispanic Speakout TV. We're taking a break. We will be right back.